On Valentine's Day, my car was stolen. But before we get into all of that, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Mary, and I'm the Manifesting Mystic. So this is my first video. But back to the story. My car was stolen on Valentine's Day, early in the morning, between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And this happened to be my 23rd wedding anniversary, so it wasn't really a great way to wake up. And yes, I know it's cliche to be married on Valentine's Day, but we were young and we had a very small court ceremony. I'll post a picture so you guys can see. But, 23 years is kind of a big deal. I mean, it's not like one of the milestones, but it was a big deal to us. And it just really sucked to wake up to that news, to see that the car was stolen. 2 weeks before that, I started a chakra cleanse and a chakra class through a one-on-one coach, and she's amazing. I hope to have her on this channel sometime soon, you guys, because she's awesome. But I've been stuck. I was stuck on my root chakra for like 2 weeks. So if you're not familiar with the chakras, they're energy centers in your body. And the root chakra is specifically about fight or flight. It's about like all of the important things that you need to survive. It's about survival. So having a blocked root chakra usually means that you struggle with money. Maybe you have like blocks around money. Maybe you've had to move a lot. Maybe as a child you had to move a lot, or maybe as a child you never really felt safe. I mean, it's possible to be homeless and have a blocked root chakra. It's possible to have trouble like making money, or it seems like when you start to make money, things happen that just take the money away right away. So things like that are symptoms of a root chakra that's blocked. And so is having like belly fat, like lower belly fat, and different issues like that, which I happen to have. But yeah, so it's survival needs. And having a car would definitely be a root chakra issue, because if you need the car to drive to work, to make money, or if you don't have a car and you have to pay for a car, or the car is stolen and you suddenly have to come up with money for another down payment for a car, or if to fix it, you have to come up with insurance money to cover the deductible. Those are all root chakra issues. So that's what I was dealing with when this happened to happen. So, I was on survival mode, and this was a loop for me. This, I mean, it sucks, but almost 10 years ago, almost 10 years before our car was stolen, we had another car stolen. And when they stole it, they took it completely apart and parted it out. So we had nothing but a shell when they finally recovered it. And of course, it was a total loss. So there was nothing we could do about that one. But we were worried about that happening again, and it felt like we were stuck in this loop of that happening, right? Well, I was getting to be just in such a low vibration that it felt like this was a loop, and this stuff kept happening, and I was just feeling like, I don't know if you've seen or read Anne of Green Gables, but I felt like I was in the depths of despair. That's what Anne of Green Gables describes when she's feeling sad and lonely and depressed. And that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like I was stuck in a hole that I couldn't get out of, and I didn't know how to break this cycle. I was just so tired of it always happening. So I went through and started a spiritual awakening journey in 2019. So for me, this felt like, why is this stuff still happening to me? I should have moved past this already, but I hadn't. So And then here's the funny thing. After that happened, and I was in this low vibrational state, I woke up and I went to put my Apple Watch on, and it was just sitting on the charger. And I woke up, and I don't know if you could see that, but it was shattered. My Apple Watch, let me move it closer so you guys can see. My Apple Watch was actually shattered, just sitting there on the stand. Nothing hit it, nothing fell, it didn't fall. It makes zero sense. It was just sitting there and it shattered. And I checked and my Apple Care was expired, so now I don't have an Apple Watch. Which I know that's not like a survival thing. It was just nice to have. And then my windshield was cracked. And again, nothing seemed to hit it. There were no rocks. It was just randomly cracked on my other car. So we had two cars. They're both in my name, but we had two cars. And so the second one, that's what happened. And it was just like, come on, is this stuff going to keep happening? And then, you know, next thing you know, I have a credit card bill due and my bank account was at $0, literally $0, you guys. So I was just literally feeling like in the depths of despair. I had no money. I had credit card bills due. My car had been stolen. I didn't know how we were going to pay for that. My Apple Watch broke. You know, it was just a lot. And, you know, I didn't want to feel like this, but I didn't understand why this kept happening to me. And funny enough, the day after Valentine's Day, I had been taking this online class with a lot of people, and I was supposed to participate in a breathwork ceremony. And because of all of those things happening, I didn't participate. I just kind of ignored it. And I waited until about a week later when I was at zero, at the very bottom of everything, no money, didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. And I did that breathwork ceremony and it was like life-changing for me. So I don't know if you've ever done a breathwork ceremony, but I released so much trauma. I sobbed, I cried, I didn't understand what was happening, but it just like all came out. And I actually forgave people from my past. I forgave myself from my past. And something that I had been working on that I hadn't been able to do before with the root chakra, my inner child was stuck in the root chakra. She was hiding in a laundry basket where I used to hide as a child because she felt protected and safe there. Well, during the breathwork ceremony, I scooped her up and I moved her into my heart space, and I made sure she felt safe and protected and loved. And it was just incredible that I was able to do that on my own through the breathwork ceremony. And suddenly afterwards, I felt so amazing. I felt happy, I felt at peace, I felt joy. And then I started to see the light. It was like I suddenly was looking up into the light from my hole. And I was no longer stuck in this hole, but I could actually see a way out. I could see that I could climb out if I wanted to. It was like I could see the sun shining and the birds chirping, and it was just like, wow, why am I still sitting in this hole? There's so much to be thankful for. There's so much to be happy about. And that little switch just kind of changed things for me. Then I started to notice the rental car that we had that the insurance provided was actually the same one that I manifested. It was literally on my vision board. And it had this moonroof that like extended. I had a picture of that on my vision board, and that was in this rental car. And I was like, you know what? This isn't so bad. Things are going to work out. And then the next thing you know, my kid, who is 17 years old and in high school, about to graduate, he's a trans boy, and he was nominated for prom king. He was actually nominated and is on prom court. I was just so overjoyed for him, and we were so happy. And this was really a big deal because I'm not even sure if any trans kids have been nominated for any dances here. And I'm not sure if they have in the entire district. So I think this is a really big breakthrough for our town. And I'm really excited for him. And then my husband had a job interview that was a really good one, for a job that would make a lot more money. And the interview went really well, so that was exciting. And then my 7-year-old had been tested for gifted and talented, and the teacher told us that he was multiplying 3-digit numbers at 7 years old. And I was just like blown away and so excited for him. I mean, how smart this kid is. It was amazing. And then I started making money, and I started being able to pay my bills. None of my credit card bills ended up being late. It just worked out. I suddenly, with my main business, was able to have clients pay me, which I don't know why, but February was a rough month and people weren't paying me at first. And they started paying, and then I started having money come in from random places. And I realized we are all meant for a higher vibration. We are vibrational beings, and I know that I am meant to be in this higher vibration. When I'm up here out of the hole in the higher vibration, things just go well for me. I mean, I might have occasional things like the car stolen or things like that. But you know what? Those things teach us a lesson. Those things allow other good things to come into our life. And I started to realize that I am meant for so much more. And I feel like we all are. We aren't meant to be stuck in that low vibration. We aren't meant to be in the depths of despair. We're meant for happiness and joy and abundance. So that's why I made this channel. I then meditated, and I kept hearing let go and trust. So once I did that, I started just letting go of my control over situations and trusting. Everything started to work out. You know, whether it's God or the universe, whatever you believe, if you trust, it's going to work out. And then not only did I start making more money, I was making more than enough to pay my bills, and I was able to take our family out to dinner, which was really nice. And my kid found out that he was accepted to a really good college with a full ride dean scholarship. So that's really exciting. And are you ready for this, you guys? They then found my car. And guess what? It wasn't totaled like the past car. It wasn't completely dismantled or destroyed, and somehow they were able to steal it without breaking the window. So that's one less thing that we have to wait for the insurance to fix. They just have to fix the whatever it was that they broke apart to start it, but they have to just fix the starter and stuff. And when they do that, we'll get the car back. So it's amazing. So now I want to ask you guys, are you stuck in a hole? Do you feel like you're stuck in the depths of despair? Do you feel like you have a blocked root chakra? I want to reach out my hand to you and help pull you out of your hole. I want to help give you that peace and joy and abundance and love that you deserve. I want you to learn that things can get better, and I want you to start seeing the light too. So if you guys, this is the first video on this channel, subscribe, and I promise to help you out of this hole. You're meant for abundance. We're going to work on the root chakra first, and then we'll work our way up, and we're going to get and receive many, many beautiful blessings. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.